sending a message.
It's another highlight reel run for Jeremiah Love.
The Irish dominate the Pitt Panthers in a doozy of a win.
Intercepted by Notre Dame. It's going to be a pick six.
With a firm hold on a college football playoff spot.
You have to flip the switch back to competition mode.
Now the blue and gold return home to take on the 3-7 Syracuse Orange.
Inside the 10. Oh, he takes it all the way. Don Schuler takes the 2-point try to the house.
For the 23 seniors.
Going deep downfield. Malachi Fields is up there. And he brought it in. One-handed.
A final chance to play at Notre Dame Stadium.
It's crazy to think that it could be my last game in the stadium, and not going to take it for granted.
They've left this program better than they found it.
It's Syracuse versus number 9 Notre Dame. This is ABC57 Kickoff, brought to you by Afdent Dental, live from the campus of Notre Dame, with your host, Vahid Sadrazadeh.
Fighting Irish football has returned back to South Bend. We're coming to you live from the campus of Notre Dame, where the 9th-ranked Irish host the 3-7 Syracuse Orange in the latest step to their path back to the college football playoff. A sunny day here high atop the Golden Dome, a look at Eddy Street, and, of course, the Goat Chain. I'm Vahid Sadrazadeh. It's a gorgeous day outside the house that Rockne built. The Irish holding on firmly to that number 9 spot in the regular season as it comes to a close. And this week, while teams around them shifted, the Irish are holding on to that number 9 spot. Currently, the Irish would travel to Oklahoma to take on the 8th-ranked Sooners. Oklahoma rising 3 spots after a win over Alabama last weekend. The Crimson Tide falling from number 4 all the way down to 10. Ohio State remains unchanged at the top. The Hoosiers holding on to the number 2 spot. Texas A&M, who you remember beat the Irish 41-40 earlier in the season, and the home opener staying put at number 3 after a comeback win over South Carolina. Notably, Miami just sitting on the outside, ranked 13th. The Irish, of course, fell to the Hurricanes to start the season, prompting outrage from Hurricane fans on social media. As always, head coach Marcus Freeman is keeping his eye on the here and now. And that means facing the challenge ahead in Syracuse and in California and Palo Alto next week, where they take on the Stanford Cardinal a week from today. But today marks a homecoming for former Fighting Irish quarterback Steve Angeli. He unfortunately will not be taking the field because of injury. He transferred to Syracuse from Notre Dame during the offseason, currently recovering from that torn Achilles that happened early in the regular season. Angeli spent 3 seasons with the Blue and Gold under head coach Marcus Freeman. And head coach Marcus Freeman himself, saying he would welcome Angeli and hopes he can see him on the field today.
Steve is a guy that gave everything he's gotten to this place when he was here, and I am, like I told him when he decided to leave, that the relationship between a coach and a player doesn't stop once you're gone. I'm always supporting him. I was so happy when I found out he was named starter and watched him do some successful things. And I reached out to him when he got hurt, and so would love to see him and just hug him.
Backup quarterback Joe Filardi is tapped to take Angeli's starting spot at Notre Dame Stadium today. And it's not just a special day for Angeli, but for the many Fighting Irish seniors who may run out of that tunnel for the final time today if they don't have a playoff game here. It's a bittersweet moment for those players. The university will honor each of them. You can see on your screen there, calling out their names one by one, celebrating their contributions to one of the most storied programs in all of college football as they turn their attention to life after sports. May it be post-grad, a career, or staying in sports and going to the NFL. ABC 57's Talia Baya caught up with a few of those players this week and joins us live on campus. Hey, Talia.
Hey, Vahid, I say this all the time. Around here, it's more than just football. And talking to those seniors this week, you could see the disbelief on their face. Like, wow, this might be the last time running through that tunnel and putting on that beautiful, shiny helmet in front of their home crowd one more time. Because this isn't just a stadium to them. It's home. And it's where Marcus Freeman gave them a chance to leave a legacy.
Honestly, it's flew by. It's been a lifelong dream of mine. I remember as a kid praying to be tall enough to play football at Notre Dame and big enough to play football at Notre Dame, and now I'm here. It's my last home game.
For tight end Eli Rudin, the moment is powerful. After battling through multiple injuries early on, he turned adversity into impact, emerging as a reliable red zone target and sitting third on the team in receiving yards. Then there's Junior Tualamaka, never the spotlight guy, just the guy who gets the job done. Known for his toughness in practice and energy on Saturdays, he's totaled 8 tackles so far this season.
Definitely going to cherish the moment, but as the days lead on, I'm trying to take it one step as it goes. So hopefully time slows down a little bit.
2 names that consistently show up, wide receivers Will Pauling and Malachi Fields. Both transfers, both big-time playmakers. Ask around, and the teammates say their leadership carries even more weight than their stats. In total, 23 seniors will be recognized Saturday, including a couple notable players like cornerback Devontae Smith, safety Jalen Stroman, receiver Tyler Buckner, and punter James Rundell, plus a stack of defensive linemen, Jason Anye, Jordan Botello, Jared Dawson, and Gabe Rubio.
You get so caught up in the game and it being Saturday, and you don't get to take a minute to step back and reflect. But Saturday, I hope there's a time running out where I can step back and reflect. I'm super excited to get to run out one last time to meet my family at midfield.
Saturday will be emotional. For some, it's maybe the final snap on the grass they've spent years pouring themselves onto. And it's not just the seniors. Some juniors could declare for the NFL. A home playoff game? Not guaranteed. This might even be the last time we see a Jeremiah Love touchdown in South Bend.
30, 20, 10, he's going to go all the way to the house. It's another highlight reel run for Jeremiah Love.
But they told me it's not a goodbye, it's a handoff to the next generation of Fighting Irish. And because Syracuse doesn't have the best defense, expect a big game from the old 3, Will Pauling, Malachi Fields, and Eli Rudin. And maybe even some receiver work from Tyler Buckner, because he's been doing a lot behind the scenes. But for now, reporting live from the campus of Notre Dame, I'm Talia Baya. Back to you, Vahid.
Yeah, thanks, Talia. Not going to lie, I would love to see TB come up with some big throws today if they put him in the second half. Coming up, a big show for you on ABC57 Kickoff. We asked the experts, our coach's corner with our head coach, Brian Driscoll. He's drawn up the X's and O's for us big time when we come back. Plus, the hype is real. Jeremiah Love's Heisman hype is just getting underway. And we'll check in with Ga Wang from ESQ. That's all coming up on ABC57 Kickoff next.
Meteorologist Dave Caulfield here live on Eddy Street Commons with a look at your game day forecast. Around South Bend the last few days, it has been gloomy, it's been cloudy, it's been downright tough to be outside. But finally, just in time, the skies opened up. The sunshine is out here on Eddy Street. We are in the shade, so it is quite cold, but if you're in the sunshine, it's warming things up quickly. Temperatures got down to the 20s this morning. We're now in the 30s, and if you're tailgating this morning into the early afternoon, temperatures will steadily rise through the 30s into the 40s, so not bad for late November in South Bend. The most important thing is that wind is basically at 0 right now. A calm wind makes all the difference this time of year, and so if you're moving around, you might be tempted to take off the gloves, take off the hat. As we get towards game time, highs in the upper 40s, near 50 degrees. A beautiful day for football here on Senior Day in South Bend. Live at Eddy Street Commons, meteorologist Dave Caulfield for ABC57 Kickoff.
Hey, thanks so much, Dave. You sent me a text earlier this morning saying bundle up. And I did. I got the gloves and the hand warmers underneath here. Our resident artist and expert here, graphic designer Kevin Coffey, is joining us very quickly because he's drawing all day long. Kevin, you've been here for literally 5 minutes, and you already drew me.
Cold weather Vahid, yes.
Cold weather Vahid. Awesome. Thanks, man. He's going to be out here. So if you stop by campus, he's going to be out here drawing. Okay, speaking of drawing, we're going to draw it up on the whiteboard right now. Irish breakdown, our coach's corner. What's up, man? Brian Driscoll is ready to draw it up. So before we get to this, here's the first play we're going to draw up. Take a look.
Loves the back, gets the carry, Stunner steps in the hole, now spins across the 50, now he's on the move, over the 40, 30, 20, 10, he's going to go all the way to the house. It's another highlight reel run for Jeremiah Love.
All right, Brian, the Jeremiah Love hype is real for the Heisman. Can he win the award?
If he has a couple big games, I think so. I mean, he's obviously the only running back that's in the conversation, but he's having a monster year, and he's had some big moments in big games. You think of the 200-plus yard game against against USC. He was great against Navy. He was very good against USC. He's going to have to finish strong with some big numbers. It's going to be hard. It's a quarterback-driven award now, but if any skill player can win it, not that doesn't play quarterback, it's going to be Jeremiah Love.
All right, so we're going to draw up the play right here. So you're used to drawing up plays. Former player, former coach, what did Love see on that 56-yarder?
The biggest thing is there were two things that Notre Dame did here very well. Number one is you're in 12 personnel. That means one running back, two tight ends, and two receivers. And what that does is that creates extra surface level. So by having that second tight end here, you now move that defensive end out wider, which gives you some space. So what Jeremiah Love saw here is, first of all, very good blocking up front. So you're going to get a double team here. It's a gap scheme. They're going to block back to that linebacker. You're going to get a back block there by Joe Otting, and Anthony Knapp has to he has to make sure nobody crosses his face and gets down to Jeremiah. So far, so good. Eli Raridan gets up to the second level. So these two blocks right here set that inside run lane for Jeremiah Love.
How important is Eli
It's
Raridan
huge.
right here?
So he steps down. He's got to secure that C gap, and then he sees no one in there. He's got to work to that second level. If this linebacker gets across his face, it gets a little bit dicey there. But because of the wider alignment, because of having that second tight end, you get a kick-out block there by Selvin Absher. He does a great job. He flies out there, and he does not allow any inside push. Now it's about getting James Flanagan, who has the key block on this play, around on the wrap. He gets up, sees the nickel coming down, and by being in twins here, you now force that nickel wider. He makes a great block, and then you've got this great hole here. So Jeremiah gets up in there. Now you've got it blocked perfectly. Now it's, are you good enough to beat that unblocked guy one-on-one? And that's what he does.
Okay, so that's really what it came down to, is this guy comes down, he comes up, he sees him, makes the juke, and goes around.
So his first thing is he's got to read his first level blocking. That's the kick out by Selvin Absher to determine what that the outside run lane. So Absher sets that outside run lane. He has to then follow James Flanagan into the hole. Once he gets that and he sees that green, he's got to say, okay, who can stop me? Who's that MDM, most dangerous man? And it's that unblocked safety. And that's really what makes this running back room so good with Jeremiah and Jadarian is if they get in space against a defender that's got to come from distance, it usually doesn't work out well for the defense.
So is Mike Denbrock basically saying go out there and beat these guys?
That's what you do with great backs, right? Because you don't have anybody. I mean, he's not blocking. He's not blocking. They've got 11. You've got 9. So at some point in time, your running back is going to have to make somebody miss, or you've got to hope for them to make a mistake. So let's say Jeremiah is going here and this safety fits down here improperly, then there's no one to make miss. But in a lot of times when you have a big play against a good defense, and Pitt had the number 3 ranked defense in the country, you're going to have to make somebody miss. Now, they couldn't do it all day long, but they just kept hammering, and I think this play early really set the tone, and it was a little bit of a deviance from what they normally do. They're normally inside zone, duo, which is just base blocking, working vertical. This is a gap play, meaning everybody's blocking a gap, and you're trying to create a run lane right here. So Jeremiah Love gets all the credit for the great play and the great run, but this was blocked up also extremely well. When you can get your running back to the second level, so this is the first level, second level, to the linebacker safety level, untouched, you're doing your job up here. Now it's about how good is your running back. Can he make those guys miss? And, of course, Jeremiah Love does that more often than not.
This is why we have this guy breaking down plays. Brian Driscoll, our coach, the Coach's Corner. He's going to be with us all day long. Thank you.
Got some more big ones coming up.
Go Irish. All right, we're going to be right back here on ABC 57 Kickoff. Notre Dame artist and Play Like a Champion sign painter Lori Wanger was at Augie's locker room yesterday signing autographs and not only helmets and signs, but also on other Irish collectibles that folks brought in. What a great turnout. It was nearly 40 years ago that she drew the famous sign. that head coach Lou Holtz had imagined. The seniors today will be tapping that legendary sign maybe for the final time today, as it's senior day for Notre Dame versus Syracuse.
Good to see you. Good to see you. How are you doing, sir? Good. How are you? Fantastic, fantastic. This is the one you were seeing.
The star.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it's so great to see Lori and Ron and of course, the Play Like a Champion today smock that she wore when she actually drew the original sign. And she absolutely ranks up as one of the greatest contributors to the Fighting Irish history, tradition, and culture. Well, that Play Like a Champion today sign is everywhere you look. A legendary moniker at the University of Notre Dame. And about a decade ago, a former student building his own business took that moniker and made his own mark on the very fabric of this university. Take a look.
Everyone else growing up in the suburbs here in Chicago is wearing University of Illinois stuff or Indiana stuff. I was the one kid wearing Notre Dame stuff every single day, so it'd be a travesty if I didn't get in.
Not only would 2008 Notre Dame graduate Ga Wang get in, he would go on to be a stylist to the stars and his beloved alma mater. You weren't, critical of the guys on the sidelines, what they were wearing, no, you weren't to that level back in college.
No, definitely not. Even, this is 6 years for me now, but even, 10 years ago, if you said I was going to do this, even 5 years or 6 years ago, I would have told you you were crazy.
Ga graduated from Notre Dame with the full intention of following in his father's footsteps by becoming an attorney.
Got up one day with the idea of, hey, maybe I'll make some stuff for myself and I'll make some stuff for friends, and then we'll kind of see how that turns out.
Slowly, on the side, he developed a love for high-end style.
There's no business plan. There was nothing. It's just kind of a lot of dumb luck and hard work. It was a very, very small corner of my apartment. That's kind of how it started. We just had people come up. We eventually built a couple custom closets in there and put some samples in, and that was it. And that was it for 3 years.
Even in his small improvised boutique, his love for high-end bespoke suits blossomed.
We cut the pattern from scratch for each individual. We're going to design the silhouette together, and then we have 50,000 fabrics to choose from, and everything is handmade.
ESQ, which stands for Esquire, soon landed a permanent home in downtown Chicago, a place that looks and feels like home.
Our clients range from 5'3" to 7'3", so we can make something for anyone.
The moment you step inside.
Well, when we make a jacket for you, we'll pad the right shoulder up just a little bit more so it evens out, so you don't get that ripple in your right shoulder that you generally get.
In 2014, Ga collaborated on a fresh idea with Irish Sports Daily writer and graphic designer Matt Freeman.
We just came up with this idea of, hey, let's start putting pictures and let's see if we can do it.
Custom picture inserts for star athlete clients who want that wow factor.
Man, we've probably done 100, 200, if not even more. God gets a good idea from what the client wants, and then I can kind of translate that, and then we can send them renderings or whatnot to see if they like it, and then I can make adjustments.
First, starting with Notre Dame standout Jalen Smith, that idea stuck. Now you'll see ESQ custom jackets on athletes like Frank Kaminsky, Antonio Brown, Deshaun Kaiser, Bears quarterback Mitch Trubisky, and former Notre Dame basketball player Pat Connaughton.
He had some ideas and he wanted to put something on the inside of the jacket, and I said, go ahead. And the people in Portland loved it.
You can even spot Notre Dame head coach Brian Kelly sporting a couple of Ga's creations on campus.
I do have another one of his jackets that has the dome and all that in it.
It took some convincing, but now the entire Notre Dame football team wears custom jackets from ESQ.
We're the only team that's on national TV every week, right? So their 5 minutes of fame on TV or 15 minutes during the walk, they want to express themselves. They want to look the part. Wanted to establish that mantra of, hey, it's business. We're here to get the job done. Look good, feel good, play good mantra. I think it's absolutely true.
Dressing the Fighting Irish, the ultimate dream for a kid from Chicago who grew up rooting for the blue and gold.
I owe so much of ESQ to Notre Dame. Like, as a kid, I've been going to games since I was 5 years old. Seeing the team, seeing the walk, and now actually being able to be a part of it. That's awesome.
And now that tradition has carried over to current head coach Marcus Freeman, who has been proudly wearing God's creations for a few years now. And Freeman knows fashion and an ESQ shirt when he sees one. Check it out.
Offensive line, running backs, even Coach Denbrock adjust and get better against that kind of defense.
Yeah, I like your shirt. It's an ESQ, huh? Looks good.
That was this past Monday during Freeman's weekly press conference at Notre Dame Stadium. Ga Wang, the owner of ESQ, joins us live on ABC 57 Kickoff. That must have felt good. That was a good moment.
It's a good callback. It's great to be back here. I see your shirt too.
You see it right under here?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Marcus knows. He knows the ESQ brand by now.
A little bit. Yeah.
He does.
A little bit.
So what? Just tell us about that play like a champion today transition. Like how do you go from creation to, hey, these guys could be wearing the jackets with the lining on Saturdays?
For us, it's always it starts on the outside. At a university like Notre Dame, you really want to show that this is a 4 for 40. It's not just about football. We want to look professional, especially before and after the game. So it naturally just makes sense for our universities that we dress. I jokingly say we do this for a handful of schools. They're all kind of like the nerd schools, Notre Dame, Vanderbilt, Duke, Northwestern. These guys who are going to get use out of this jacket, not just for football games, but really for interviews and after that and life in general.
Well, the client list has expanded, Gal, over the course of the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So give us an inside look. Who do you dress? College football, pros? Just give us some names.
I don't like to really throw names out there that much. I mean, we used to dress some guy who might be dating Taylor Swift. But really,
have you had Taylor in the store?
No. We're working on it. Working on it.
You know who to call.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we are really, at the end of the day, it's our normal guys. We treat everyone the same. Everyone is an important client to us. So it's all about building relationships, and this is how we've been able to grow the brand over the years.
Well, and talk about some of the, some of the people here at Notre Dame, right? I mean, like Marcus Freeman has been a huge, proponent of wearing ESQ, and that's kind of bled over into other sports.
Not just other sports. This is the really full circle moment for me at this university being a grad, is that when Father Ted started a program of international students, my father was actually one of his first law students, and now just by happenstance, I'm dressing, Father Dowd, which is like a full circle moment for us and our family. So it's very cool.
Well, your proud dad is standing offset there as well, which is very cool. A second location you just opened up, right?
Yeah.
In Winnetka.
Correct.
So talk about expanding the business, and now you're not just in downtown Chicago, but you're growing. Where to next?
It's the first of hopefully more to come. I think it's just. People want a hands-on experience, especially nowadays when everything is so digital and there's no personal touch involved anymore. I think people really want something that's the exact opposite of that. So I hope hopefully we can continue to expand.
Well, you brought an example of the Play Like a Champion Today jacket today, right?
Yep. So
sweet.
We're going to make you go full, maybe not full Pat McAfee, and go full shirtless.
All right,
but we're gonna
let's
make
try
you
it out.
down
I have a
bit.
mic on too, so we're gonna do this here. Just give us some time. I'm not gonna take the shirts off. Don't worry. We're gonna do this. You get that ready. I can't get this off. There we go. Yeah, check this out.
So this is. I don't have it.
So that's an example of what the players wear on Saturdays.
Correct. We make these fully custom for everyone on the team. So. That ranges from Vahid size to, I don't know who the biggest guy is, but from Vahid to Joe Alt and everything in between.
6'10"?
6'9", yeah.
6'9". All right, can I wear it over this so I don't have to totally strip down? I may be running out there today. I'm not sure. What do you think? Good luck?
We need a kicker.
I'm not the guy. Definitely not the guy. Ga Wang. Thank you so much. You are the guy. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, thank you for being here. Always a pleasure. You can check Ga's stuff out online on your website.
Yep. It's esqclothing.com.
Awesome. We'll be right back here on ABC 57 Kickoff.
Fight, 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 fight. Sacrifice, unselfish sacrifice. We're going to get them on a run. We're going to go, go, go. And we aren't going to stop until we go that goal line. We are Notre Dame.
Get on the bus. Next stop, Notre Dame Stadium.
From the house that Rockne built to the dynasty of Ara Parseghian, this is the home of Fighting Irish football. The place where greatness is earned 1 yard at a time. The field that forged Notre Dame legends like Theismann, Montana, and Brown.
The land of never quit, never surrender. The legacy, the passion, the tradition. That is Notre Dame football.
ABC57 Kickoff is back.
Bigger and better
than ever. You're watching ABC 57 Kickoff, presented by Afdent Dental, live from the campus of Notre Dame, with your host, Vahid Sadrazadeh.
The blue and gold take to the field for the final home game of the regular season. We are live out on Eddy Street. That's where you're taking a live look here as fans are just coming to campus. Guess what? No rain, no snow, no sleet, just sunny skies. A crisp November day, perfect for football as the Irish look to solidify their spot in the college football playoffs. Welcome back to ABC 57 Kickoff. I'm Vahid Sadrazadeh. Today marks one of the final chapters in the 2025 season. Notre Dame hosting the Syracuse Orange in the last regular season home game. Orange head coach Fran Brown voicing a deep respect for the Fighting Irish football team early in the week. When it comes to head coach Marcus Freeman, quarterback C.J. Carr, or even the Irish backfield in Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price, Coach Brown made it clear he is taking today's matchup very seriously.
Chance to play against Notre Dame, top 10 team in the country. Really good football staff, great coach, Coach Freeman. I consider Coach Freeman a friend. I think he's a really good dude, good person, football coach, father, just everything you could possibly ask for in a man. I think they got two of the better running backs in the country, Love and then Price. It don't really matter which one in. I told our guys a little while later, was talking about Love, and I was like, he's nobody's backup. Like, this kid is a bona fide, legit football player.
Well, he's done a heck of a job with Syracuse. Just some bad luck this year with injuries and the like. Every week we take you inside Marcus Freeman's game plan and what he's dialed in on and how the Irish are preparing for Saturday's big test. ABC 57 Kickoff's Talia Baez live on campus with a full breakdown of what head coach Marcus Freeman is emphasizing this week. Hey, Talia.
Hey, Vahid. Yeah, Freeman is fired up about his guys lately, especially the defense and special teams. But I can't blame him because right now the defense is holding their opponent to 18.4 points per game. That's ranking them 5th nationally. And to keep them sharp, they're doing a thing and grading them on MAs. What's MAs? They're basically called missed assignments or mental errors. Because in Freeman's exact words, execution mistakes, they come and go. But those mental errors, those are unacceptable.
I thought our guys played hard and physical, and obviously that's an identity that we want for our program.
Freeman says a major part of that identity starts with the quarterback. Freeman praised freshman C.J. Carr for his command of the offense, performing well beyond his years.
He's like another coach out there. He's seeing things and putting our offense in a position to have success, and you're not even telling him.
Freeman pointed out, Carr knows turnovers can't happen, and that has been a point of emphasis all week. But the biggest area he stressed, situational football.
So we just got to continue to understand situational football in terms of, gritty yards, pass protection angles.
On the defensive side, he couldn't have been happier with their performance against Pitt, saying they played, quote, lights out, and holding opponents to just 4.7 yards per play.
They did a good job stopping the run, limiting the pass game, getting pressure and sacks on the quarterback, and really executing at a high level.
Freeman was also pleased with the kickoff return unit on special teams, but made it clear they could not allow opponents big returns. It's all about refining the details.
It's about clarity of purpose, so win the interval, and it's about understanding that this isn't about you. It's about team glory.
Looking ahead to Syracuse, yes, they're coming off a bye week and their record may not pop off the page, but Freeman says that's no reason to overlook them. His focus, keeping his players grounded and blocking out external distractions like social media and playoff buzz.
It's my job to make sure that the noise I'm putting in their heads or we're putting in their heads are the loudest ones.
The message heading into Saturday, Syracuse won't let them just run the ball. The offense has to evolve quickly, and full physicality is the expectation.
In order for them to understand what you want, you got to show them, you got to demand it, and if they don't do it to the standard, you got to have repercussions for it.
The bottom line is it's going to take fresh formations and also success in the air if they want to get it done. Because let's be real, every team coming in is playing at their best. Because who doesn't want to knock Notre Dame out of the playoff conversation? Because, hey, it's lonely at the top. But for now, reporting live from the campus of Notre Dame, I'm Talia Baya. Back to you, Vahid.
Hey, thanks so much, Talia. Nice day for a hot cocoa. Cheers. Welcome back to ABC 57 Kickoff. When we come back after the break, we're going to check in with our resident head coach. Yes, Irish Breakdown's very own Brian Driscoll. He has drawn up some plays from Pittsburgh last week. The big win over the Panthers. Malachi Fields' 2-touchdown performance. We'll be right back after this.
3 receivers to the bottom near side of the formation. Now Fields motions. Is in the slot. Takes the snap, does Carr. Rolling right, throws for Fields. Makes the catch at the 2, and he walks into the end zone. Malachi Fields has his second touchdown of the game.
Malachi Fields, huge addition for the Fighting Irish this season. 2 touchdowns last week against Pitt. That was the second one. And our head coach, resident head coach, Brian Driscoll from Irish Breakdown is here to break down some of the key plays from last week's win over Pitt and what the Irish are doing well on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. It's our coach's corner. All right, Malachi Fields, a huge addition for the Irish.
Oh, he's been great all season, and obviously he's been a focal point of teams all season, so Notre Dame's had to try to find some ways to get him the ball since there's a lot of focus, and they've been struggling in the red zone as we've talked about a lot.
So this was this a third and short or a second and short?
Third and 4, yeah. So they're in a goal-to-go situation, or they're not in a goal-to-go situation. They can get a first down, but you're trying to score here from the 6-yard line. So you're in a third down, and Pitt walks everybody down. There's no question they're bringing people, right? That's what Notre Dame thinks is going to happen.
Is this a new wrinkle, by the way, for the offense last week?
We have not seen this with Malachi. A lot of times we see multiple tight ends, we see 2-by-2 alignments, or we see double tights, and then receivers coming down to block. We see a lot of that. We haven't seen them really spread them out and go to this trips look. I call it trio, 3 receivers to a side, tight end, backside. So what they're going to do is they're going to bring Malachi on I call it zipper motion, right? Come in, come out. And what they're trying to do is, what does this cornerback do? If this cornerback goes high, that means it's man covered. Somebody over here is going to, zone coverage. Means somebody's going to here is going to pick up Malachi. The fact that the corner goes with Malachi here on that motion tells us that that's man coverage. Once they see man, this is the route. This is it. Everything is geared towards Malachi has to win here. So what you're going to have outside is, you're going to have Will Paulding's got to work inside and try to create traffic. You want to get in people's way, and then he's going to work back to the corner. Jordan Faison is basically just occupying that corner. Get him out of the way. Get his back turned, because it's man. So if you go outside, he's going to turn his back to Malachi.
So there's a lot of traffic
right here. There's a lot
going
on. We talked earlier about how good Jeremiah Love is here. This is one of the things that also shows that he's got to cut the edge. This block is huge. If he doesn't have a good edge block, then they're going to get in CJ's face because they're sprinting out.
You've got your Heisman Trophy candidate.
Big time, because he's so blocking. Good all around.
Right.
This is a big play. So CJ's going to come out, and it's essentially now it's Malachi against the corner. You tell the receiver, you've got to win, okay? So Malachi does a little delay, which basically tells the corner, it's like a basketball move, right? Like I go right or left on you. Where am I going to go? Gives a little quick head fake inside, and then beats his man outside, runs away from him. CJ throws a perfect ball, and he gets upfield for a touchdown.
CJ, we've seen him kind of when he's, he doesn't really go under center that often, but when he's in that pistol, when he's, in shotgun, he'll kind of motion to whoever. We've seen him throw it to that person a lot. Is he tipping off the defense?
No, it's not, because they'll also do it in run games.
Gotcha.
So essentially, when we talked the counterplay earlier, when they run their inside zone, there's a key is that you want to run to what we call the tighter technique, which means the guy that's tightest to the center. So he'll be in a pistol look, and CJ will move him around and basically tell him, okay, here's where you need to go, so we're going to run the ball this way. Or, hey, we're going to set the protection this way, which means you've got the mic to outside backer, so I need you over here. So it's not a tell, because they'll go both ways depending on the play. Run game-wise, they can go here or there, pass game-wise. So it's not really a tell. And also, Notre Dame will do some things just to disguise it, where they see the running back knows where he's going to go, but then they're just kind of playing that game.
So this was the second touchdown. Let's put the first touchdown on the board. The first touchdown, I believe, perfect throw by C.J. Carr, kind of to the outside shoulder. Let's see that one.
Rice motions out of the backfield. Oh, they're going to get a free play again. Carr draws the flag, looks left, throws for Fields. Jump ball at the near pylon. He caught it. Touchdown, Notre Dame. Malachi Fields gets up high once again.
So this is where I love to see the play here. He's drawing out that Malachi Fields' first touchdown on the outside shoulder. Really great pass by CJ.
It was a great throw. It was also a great decision. There was a lot that I like there. So they're getting close to the 2-minute mark. Pitt's thinking they're going to time it really well. So CJ gives the clap, and then he goes to the center. When you go on 2, he doesn't necessarily clap twice. He's going to go clap here, go like this, and the center knows I got to freeze it. That freeze allowed that DN to jump off sides, thinking he's going to time it up with the 2-minute mark coming down. So he jumps off sides, so CJ knows he's got a free play, but you still got to read it, right? So
which is a great instinctive play by CJ and your freshman year to know that somebody jumped off
So you're seeing 2 high safeties with both of them deep, which is telling CJ it's cover 2. Cover 2 means 2 safeties covering half of the field. So what Notre Dame is running here is they're running a vertical route here by Malachi, and then a seam route here by Eli Raridan, which is meant to occupy this safety. CJ still has to get his eyes on him, because this linebacker could ride Eli, and this safety could go over top to help Malachi. If they do that, he's going to want to come to the safety. So it's an inside-out read. As soon as he snaps the ball, he gets his eyes right on the safety. This guy has got his eyes right on Eli Raridan. That is when he knows, I've got Malachi one-on-one. But Malachi has to win here. He does a great job coming off a little jab inside, freezes that corner enough to let him get outside. Now the key is don't get ridden to the sidelines. So you see Malachi leaning back inside on that cornerback to give himself room, and CJ drops it perfectly right over that outside shoulder. This is basically, if you can occupy this safety, you now have got that one-on-one outside, and now it's about, is my guy better than your guy? And on Saturday, Notre Dame's guys were.
99% of the time, and last week especially, he had the height advantage over that cornerback. It was a mismatch from the get-go. Now, when you play teams like Georgia, Oregon, Indiana, Ohio State, are you going to get that type of advantage with Malachi Fields?
Even more so, because those teams are going to trust their corners more in one-on-one situations. What we've seen a lot from teams so far is they're going to bracket. So they're going to play their cornerback off, and they're going to sink him here. This safety is eyeing Malachi here, and then you're going to have backers outside playing underneath them. A lot of teams have done that. As the run game has gotten better, as Jordan Faison's been more of a factor, you're starting to see teams have to play Malachi more straight up, which is why his last 3 games have been so big, because teams have to now play Jeremiah Love more as the run game takes off. It makes it a lot harder to bracket this. Good teams like Georgia and Ohio State are going to say, hey, our corner is good enough to play him one-on-one. We're going to find out in the playoffs if that's true or not.
Notre Dame's offense has so many weapons, and wait till they get Jaden Greathouse back for the playoffs. I promise you, this team can score a lot of points.
There's no doubt.
All right, thank you, man. We're going to be back with Brian Driscoll from Irish Breakdown, our Coach's Corner. He has another couple plays to drop. We've got so much more on ABC 57 Kickoff. And he did a great job. Our resident expert, our artist, gave Brian hair. We're going to be right back on ABC 57 Kickoff. Notre Dame, a place synonymous with football, often associated with words like history and tradition. Great names like Rockne, Parsegian, Holtz, and many more come to mind. All around this stadium, over 24 bronze statues commemorate the coaches who put their blood, sweat, and tears into the Fighting Irish. Back in 2017, I took a stroll with the man behind those iconic statues. Take a look.
You're 80. Numbers are no longer just counted.
When you walk in here, what is the feeling you get?
Well, you know, I have right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I believe 6 sculptures in this building.
Numbers at this age have value.
This is the one that I really love.
Numbers at 80 are expressed by words, symbols, and figures.
I was so surprised about 3 years ago when the NCAA chose this as what they considered best sculpture in college football.
The accolades for sculptor Jerry McKenna these days are too numerous to count.
I was here 6 years. I was one of those students that managed to cram 4 years into 6.
Over the 50-plus years since his graduation from the Golden Dome, he's walked thousands of steps on these hallowed sidewalks.
So here it is. This is the one that started it all off.
25 of McKenna's statues are situated throughout Notre Dame's campus, including all of the legendary coaches that guard the gates outside Notre Dame Stadium. Our 2-hour tour wasn't just a lesson into the processes of McKenna's third life.
I've got to get good photographs of the person or have them in person to pose for me. We have to decide on a pose, and in this case it was selected by the Divine Family.
It was a walk through time, a journey through history, a stroll back to the sacred moments of this institution.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17 pieces in this, all welded together to come out this way. Pretty good, huh?
To the untrained eye, these works of art look like one solid form. What the untrained eye doesn't see are the hours of sweat and sacrifice in his Bourne, Texas studio, laboring for months, leading to telltale reveals.
When that veil comes off, there's not a sound. And then all of a sudden there's this big exhale and a lot of applause. Well, I have the same exhale for a different reason, because I'm relieved that they like it.
Even in the short time we had together, that show of appreciation.
I'm the sculptor who created this.
Oh my goodness, and I love this thing.
Thank you.
I do love this thing. When I see him, I swear I thought it was real.
Legends bigger than life.
Leahy, and then Parsegian, and then Holtz, Divine, and Rockney.
Brought to life by a man who grew up idolizing the greatest of all time.
Rockney has been my idol all my life. I had always, my whole life, intended to come to Notre Dame as a student.
A special glimmer in his eye when talking about the coach who brought glory to South Bend.
This is the only one in his sweats.
In all, McKenna has completed 9 Rockney sculptures throughout the world.
Like all of these were all great men that I coached here, but this one was special in my heart, and I never thought the call would come because I had done all these others before we got to rock.
The world-famous likeness that stands outside Notre Dame Stadium was completed in 2009. There's another number that McKenna takes stock in: millennials, a generation that only has heard of the storied tales of past coaching champions like Rockney. What do you hope that they see, that they take away from this piece, not just today, 100 years from now?
Most of these students, I'm afraid, are going to just pass by them and not understand anything or care anything about them. But for those who do, I hope that they'll dig in a little further and find out what a true leader and sportsman that Knute Rockne was. And the same with all of these coaches around here, and Moose Krause over on the bench. They were fine men, and I was happy to have a hand in recreating them in bronze.
When you're 80, numbers are no longer just counted. The last national championship.
Oh yeah, don't remind me.
Numbers at Jerry's age have value.
I wonder how many thousands of people have had their picture taken just like this next to him.
Numbers,
probably hundreds with a cigar,
are expressed with words, with symbols, and with figures.
I had a sneak preview unveiling down at the ranch in Texas, and his son Jim, God rest his soul, was there, and he says, "Gee, it looks just like Dad. I'm waiting for him to say, get on out there at Saturday morning, cut the grass."
At the age of 80, these figures bringing this loyal son back to a most sacred place.
Well, Moose, take care. Good seeing you again.
Well, Jerry just this week sent me a letter through the mail. He didn't even know that we were going to replay this package. And honestly, it was so good to receive this card from Jerry. And I can read you a little bit of the card and what it says. Vahid caught your clip from the Irish pub in Pittsburgh, my hometown. He said 88 years ago. Good to see you on 57. He said he stopped sculpting back in June. And, boy, I can't tell you how much I appreciate his friendship through the years and what he's meant to this university. One of the 24 coaches memorialized outside Notre Dame Stadium is Coach Lou Holtz, by the way, who led the Irish to the last championship appearance. He announced he will be stepping back from public appearances. Coach Holtz posting this picture to X, saying this past Thursday marked his final public speaking engagement in decades-long career, molding champions and offering words of wisdom to all who would listen. We caught up with one of Holtz's former players, a member of the 1988 championship team, Chris Zorich, on his former mentor's step back.
Lou really teaches lessons beyond football. And so to a man, I guarantee you, if you talk to any of his former players, they'll talk about, yes, he yelled at me and he grabbed my face mask and everything, but then they'll also talk about how much they inspired him about life, not necessarily about football.
Well, Chris getting emotional talking about his former head coach. And here is a live look outside the Holtz gate of the Holtz statue. Tim Brown there, number 81, and Tony Rice right behind him. A lasting testament to the mark Coach Holtz left during his time here on campus. You're watching ABC 57 Kickoff. We have so much more coming up for you during this next hour.
Sending a message.
It's another highlight reel run for Jeremiah Love.
The Irish dominate the Pitt Panthers in a doozy of a win.
Intercepted by Notre Dame. It's going to be a pick six.
With a firm hold on a college football playoff spot.
You have to flip the switch back to competition mode.
Now the blue and gold return home to take on the 3-7 Syracuse Orange.
Inside the 10. Oh, he takes it all the way. Don Schuler takes the 2-point try to the house.
For the 23 seniors.
Going deep downfield. Malachi Fields is up there. And he brought it in. One-handed.
A final chance to play at Notre Dame Stadium.
It's crazy to think that it could be my last game in the stadium, and not going to take it for granted.
They've left this program better than they found it.
It's Syracuse versus number 9 Notre Dame. This is ABC 57 Kickoff, brought to you by Afdent Dental, live from the campus of Notre Dame, with your host, Vahid Sadrazadeh.
We are taking a live look at the Golden Dome and the Basilica right next door on a sunny November football Saturday from South Bend as the Orange, the Syracuse Orange, take on the blue and gold of Notre Dame. It's the final regular season game here on campus for the Irish. Maybe a postseason game in the works. The Orange come in 3-7 this season. Welcome back to ABC 57 Kickoff. I'm Vahid Sadrazadeh. Here on campus, love is all around. The last time Notre Dame had a Heisman candidate was in 2012 when Manti Te'o finished second in the voting. Now it's Jeremiah Love. Love for Heisman. He's a hopeful this year, and Notre Dame fans hope that an Irish player returns to New York for the ceremony. Well, they enlisted the help of a 1988 Notre Dame grad. Notre Dame did this week. Author Nicholas Sparks, a grad, to read a love letter. Take a look.
In the 13th chapter of the first letter, Paul wrote about love. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love does not envy or boast. Love is not rude, nor does it seek its own interests. Love bears all things. Love endures all things. The greatest of these is love.
And if there's a better college football player in 2025, I have yet to see him. I just find it unfortunate that St. Paul never said anything about the Heisman.
Paul doesn't, but I will. Love for Heisman.
To break down his chances in 2025, we have to first understand recent history. Since 1998, 5 running backs have hoisted the Heisman Trophy: Ricky Williams, Ron Dayne, Reggie Bush, Mark Ingram, and Derrick Henry. Statistically, Jeremiah Love is on par with the previous 5, and only Bush has had more yards per carry. On the left, his 2005 Heisman season. On the right, Love's 2025 season. Notre Dame and Love still have Syracuse and Stanford left on the regular season schedule, which means Love isn't done making his Heisman case. If Love is invited to New York for the Heisman presentation in December, he would be the 6th Irish player since 1987 to be in the running. Teo, Quinn, Ismail, Rice, Brown. But is the greatest of these Love? We'll find out soon enough. But for the moment, Love has blossomed in South Bend, and so has his Heisman campaign. And it's not just the Heisman. Love was named a finalist for the Doak Walker Award, which honors college football's best running back, the 4th oldest college football award in the nation. And again, it won't be the Irish backfield to watch today. The Irish may boost their already impressive receiving game with the possible return of junior wide receiver Jaden Greathouse. This marks the first time Greathouse was considered healthy since September. The junior receiver was recovering from a hamstring injury he sustained during practice after the Irish beat Arkansas on the road. He was listed as questionable earlier this week, but removed from the injury list on Thursday. However, Marcus Freeman stopped short of confirming he'll actually take the field this afternoon, saying the plan is still to redshirt him.
When he finally got to the point where we felt like he could help our team and play at a high level because of his health, I kind of had a discussion with him and Coach Denbrock and our offensive staff, and what's best for the team, but also what's best for the young player, the person. Like, we have 2 games left, and if we don't have to play him, it would give him another year because he didn't redshirt. And so we want to be able to do that.
Well, Notre Dame is big-time favorites in their last 2 games of the season, over a 35-point favorite today. So not likely they're going to need Greathouse, so that's why they're trying to sit him, because he's already played the maximum amount of games you can in the regular season for a redshirt. However, because of NCAA rules, he'll be able to come back and play the postseason with the Irish if they are to make it. But it is senior day, and again, it will be under the lights at Notre Dame Stadium, so he'll want to be involved in being on the field. Gabe Rubio was listed out for today's matchup. The 6'5", 321-pounder is battling an elbow injury. Head coach Marcus Freeman saying he expects Rubio will be back for the postseason, but we'll have to wait and see. A last-minute addition to the injury list this week, safety Tay Johnson. He's been big time for the Irish this season. Reportedly hurt his left hand. Johnson brought in a pick 6 against the Pitt Panthers. His loss will definitely be felt by the Irish defense today. The Irish will also be without 3 offensive linemen: Charles Jagusaw, Peter Jones, Billy Strouth. On the defensive side, Sean Savano Jr. Is out with an ankle injury. Meanwhile, there are no players on the Irish watch list, putting the blue and gold in very good shape going into this matchup. Each week, our ABC57 reporter Talia Baya dives deep into the chaos of social media, scrolling through reactions, expert breakdowns, even those viral highlight clips. We'll have that coming up after the break. Plus, the all-time winningest quarterback in Notre Dame history, Ian Book, joins the program with Tony Jones and Troy Pride. We'll be right back on ABC 57 Kickoff. Welcome back to ABC 57 Kickoff. We've got some fans back here. Your first Notre Dame game, he's from Chicago. We got some Irish fans over here. Let's squeeze some oranges, absolutely. Well, what is the talk of the town? What is the talk of the internet this week? ABC 57 Kickoff reporter Talia Baya dives deep into social media with Talia's takes. What's up, Talia? What are people talking about on socials?
All right, so my first take, I just cannot hold it in any longer. This is going to be an absolute bloodbath because the seniors, they do not play around on this day. Because for the past 4 seasons on this exact game, they're outscoring their opponent by over 43 points. So don't walk, but run to that minus 37.5 point spread and get your money right. But that was just my warm-up take. I have a few more. And Miami fans, you might want to plug your ears for this one. A big top 25 win over Pitt was exactly what the Irish needed. Exactly what Chris Ash needed, holding opponents to now only a little over 14 points per game. And Jay Love, yeah, fans are loving him, racking up more total yards than Pitt's offense last weekend. And Freeman, well, he was not putting up with any of Pat Narduzzi's post-game shenanigans.
I wanted to go celebrate, but here's what I'd say. I'll answer this way. To each their own. You know what I mean? I don't ever comment on about another program, but also I don't have time to think about that. Like, they called a timeout. All right, guys, let's get them stopped, right?
Now, the elephant in the room, the playoff ranking drama. Canes fans, including Hard Rock Bet for some reason, not happy with the committee placing the Irish so high at number 9. CFB Kings chiming in, saying, why play these games? But interesting though, they both seem to hold NC State to 7 points. But anyway, Bama coming in at number 10, not so happy either. My take: in week 1, if Notre Dame beat Miami by 3 points instead of it being the other way around, and then went on to lose to 2 unranked teams, SMU and Louisville. Meanwhile, Miami has a great season, only loses by 1 point to Texas A&M, who's the top 5 team in the country. And the college football playoff rankings come out, and Miami's in front of Notre Dame. If I were a Notre Dame fan, I would totally understand that. Why are Miami fans so upset that Notre Dame is ahead of them? Miami has 2 unranked losses. They sort of beat Notre Dame in week 1. Duh. So it looks like luck is kind of on the Irish's side. Look at this. I found this whiteboard in my locker at the office. But here is the national championship winning odds. You got Ohio State plus 185, IU plus 450, Georgia plus 800, also alongside Texas A&M. And then you got Notre Dame plus 1,100. So let's do the math. If you're really confident in the Irish, place $100 on them right now, and you're looking at a $1,000 return. So to me, that's a pretty good deal for the blue and gold. I trust them. I might just throw that on them a little later. But for now, reporting live from the campus of Notre Dame, I'm Talia Baya. Dave, how's the weather looking out there?
Well, Talia, usually this season I would say don't bet on the weather being nice, but things have to change sometime, right? And finally we're getting the sunshine here in Michiana, in South Bend, and it should be a fantastic day for football. Already on Eddy Street Commons, the sunshine warming me up quickly. If you're in the shade, it's still pretty chilly, but temperatures are making a run at 50 degrees later on today. So it's been gloomy across Michiana over the last few days, but that gloom has finally moved out. We're looking at clear skies right now, maybe a few more clouds trying to move in by game time, but still should be mostly to partly sunny throughout today, and temperatures right around 50 for highs. Game time kickoff temperature right around 48, and then we're falling through the 40s throughout the day as we get into that contest between Notre Dame and Syracuse. Live from Eddy Street Commons, meteorologist Dave Caulfield with ABC57 Kickoff.
In the shotgun between the hashes, 3 receivers right, drops, looking to throw, here comes a blitz, they're going to get to him at the 10, 3rd sack of the game, this time it's a Don Schuler sprinting downhill.
Well, we all know how important Leonard Moore is to the Fighting Irish, Brian. Back with our Coach's Corner, Brian Driscoll from Irish Breakdown. But Don Schuler has been something else for the Irish the past couple of seasons. You just saw his sack. Let's break down his play. He's been key for the Irish this year.
Well, he has, and I love the design here by Chris Ash. He was very much in his bag.
So we like what Chris Ash has done.
Now, yeah. I mean, first couple weeks, I was very hard on him.
Right.
But the last month and a half, the defense has been outstanding, and this is really an example why. So this is a third down play. And Marcus Freeman talked a lot about marrying the front and the coverage. So they're going to bring a zone fire here, but they're going to play a delay blitz here, but they're going to play man coverage here, and you're going to get a really nice job here. These two guys lock down their defenders. Christian Gray shows outside leverage, and then at the snap jumps inside to take away any kind of quick throws. So what happens here is you can't throw the ball quick on third down. So now the quarterback has to hold the ball. Tight end releases. Jalen Snead does a great job of taking him.
And Heimschel is a freshman.
But he's a very smart quarterback, and he's averaged over 300 yards passing coming into this game. But you want to force that freshman to hold on to the football, not let him get those throws out quick. So that's the coverage behind it. So up front, they have a really nice blitz here. So Jason Onye is going to come vertical hard outside. You're going to get a twist here by Kingston Viliamasa, who does also a really smart play because the running back does a free release out here. So Kingston goes to blitz and sees the free release, knows I got to get the back. He peels off and goes and gets the back. You've got an outside pressure here by Jordan Patojo and an outside pressure here by Josh Burnham. So then you have a long loop here by Jared Dawson. So now the linemen are looking left, right. They're passing off. Don Schuler delays, lets those twists happen, and then he comes running right at the center. His job is to say, pick the alley where I can get free. So you see him come and then jab and get free. So you're really –
How many yards is he back at this point?
He was about 7 off the ball. And so the job he does is you have to be careful that you don't step down too quickly. Then you tell the quarterback he's coming. So he's sitting back. You've got Jalen Stroman behind him. And normally in this look, he'll protect this zone right here if there's any over routes or free releasers. So he pauses at the snap, lets the delay happen, and then triggers and gets to the sack. Now, he has the great blitz here, but it's this man coverage outside that takes away quick game and forces the quarterback to hold the ball that allows the timing of the splits to work.
Who's supposed to pick him up?
Well, it's got to be one of these three guys. And that's why the twist is so important, because when you're crossing their face, they're looking left, right. They're not looking to that second level for a blitzer to come. They're looking here trying to pick up the movement up front, and that's what made this so effective.
Really, really great play by the Irish on third down for the sack. Now let's go to the fourth quarter. 9 minutes left. The Irish trying to salt this one away. C.J. Carr, we've talked about those fourth, thirds, and shorts and goals all season long. A great job by the Irish here in C.J. Carr. Take a look.
Shotgun for Carr along the near hash. Loves the back to his right. Takes the snap. Quarterback draw. Carr puts his head down for the goal line. He's in. Touchdown, Notre Dame.
And voila, we have switched the board and we have a new play up here. So this is the 4th and goal from the 3-yard line for the Irish. They score the touchdown. C.J. Carr, they've been running this play a few times this year.
They have. They obviously ran it against Miami early, and here's the reason why this play makes a lot of sense and why it was so effective last year with Riley Leonard. So if you look at this, Notre Dame has 4 blockers here from the center on. They have 5 defenders that they can basically get involved. So this backer can crash. You've got the nose, this backer, you've got a safety and an end. So they've got Notre Dame out leveraged here. They've got them outnumbered also. You've got the tight end on the edge, which once again creates more surface area that the defense has to defend. So Notre Dame is going to run a gap scheme here, and everybody's blocking down in their gap. Great block here by Anthony Knapp. Just punishes this nose tackle, puts him on the ground, which creates that inside run lane. So what they do backside is it's another counter play like the Jeremiah Love touchdown. So Gerby Lambert's going to come and kick out that end. Again, you've got the wider leverage because of where he is on the tight end. So he's going to block this guy. It's very imperative that Joe Otting gets back and protects this guy crossing over. So that's what you see. But now you're 5-on-5. Once you insert Jeremiah Love as the lead blocker, once again, another play where Jeremiah Love's doing something other than running the football and making a big play. Now you have them outnumbered. So now you have 6 to their 5. Eli Raridan gets to the second level as well. That's why this play works so much. You go from outnumbered to the call side to you have them outnumbered to the call side, because running the football is about leverage and about numbers. If you can get leverage on the defense and you get into numbers advantage, you're going to have a lot of success, especially when you have the kind of players that are
Well, C.J. Carr has good instincts when it comes to his legs.
Mm-hmm.
He's been caught a couple times, the head-on-head, the helmet-on-helmet collisions, which you want to watch.
He has to learn how to dive.
Now, let's fast forward to the playoffs. The Irish take on Ohio State. Ohio State has obviously seen this play throughout the season. Can he audible here if he's back in this pistol formation and he's going to run? Can he audible, and what's the play if he does?
He can check it. It just depends on what the look is that Ohio State or a team like Georgia shows. If he feels that they have numbers and they're going to maybe, let's say, get a corner down. Let's say Notre Dame is in a twins alignment over here and they don't have enough guys to block, or a trips alignment over here. If this guy comes out, they may not be able to get the numbers. They may not be able to protect that backside edge. He may either check to bring a guy down and get here, which we've seen a lot, or he could maybe check to a this is why they'll run the sprint out. So if they're reduced down and it looks like they're clogging the box, a lot of times you'll see Notre Dame get the running back over here and run that sprint out action like we saw on the earlier touchdown.
Right.
Pitt outnumbered Notre Dame in the box, left one-on-ones out here. Now you've got a numbers advantage on the outside. So it's really about finding where do we have leverage and numbers advantages, and that's where you want to go with the football.
Man, Irish breakdown. I can see why the head coach is so popular here. They've been coming up to him. He's been signing autographs and taking pictures. Our Coach's Corner with Brian Driscoll. Stick around for our final predictions and our X Factor, too. We'll be right back here on ABC 57 Kickoff. We are live on Eddy Street Commons, where it's game day for the Fighting Irish fans, taking out to the streets as they prepare to cheer on the last home game of the regular season. The 9th-ranked Irish take on the Syracuse Orange today as they head towards a playoff berth. And right now we are joined by the voice of the Syracuse Orange, Matt Park. Matt, thanks so much for joining us here today.
Yeah, good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, let's talk about some of the challenges that Notre Dame presents on the offensive side of the ball. The Orange kind of unlucky this year with some of the injuries they've had to endure. We'll talk about Steve Angeli in just a moment, but some of the challenges that offense of Notre Dame presents for Syracuse.
Well, you're talking about the best running back combo in the country for starters, and Notre Dame's always going to have a good offensive line, and obviously it creates a lot of problems. I asked my broadcast partner, played in the NFL for a bunch of years, and was watching film on the plane yesterday, and I said, well, what's the secret sauce here at Notre Dame? Are they especially good at this or that? He says, look, they just don't make a lot of mistakes. I think we all know about the various names and weapons that Notre Dame has, but if you're not dropping passes, you're not missing tackles, you're not getting behind the chains and down in distance with penalties and that type of thing, it goes a long way. It's a lot harder than it's made to look, I think, by many teams. Most teams can't get out of their own way, so that's a big start. And then when you got good players and all of that, it tends to fall together, and it's played off well for Notre Dame so far.
Well, Steve Angeli, he had such a great start to the season. Unfortunately, he went down with that Achilles injury. Talking to the team and talking to the head coach, I mean, he's done a great job in his couple of years in Syracuse, but how big of a blow was that for Syracuse?
Well, it's turned out to be huge. Yeah. Obviously, it's been the whole season. And, Kyle McCord last year, transfer from Ohio State, was just incredible in a one-year scenario and set every record that there is in the Syracuse passing categories. And Angeli wasn't going to be that, but he got off to a very good start, and they went to Clemson and stomped them, and then he gets hurt in a non-contact injury that's going to sideline him for quite a while, obviously. So the biggest issue is not so much that the starting quarterback went out, but then it just revealed they didn't have enough backup there. It looks like the quarterback Ricky Collins they brought in from LSU just isn't ready to play at this level, and that's been revealed in time, and now they're really scrambling.
How do you slow down Jeremiah Love, Jadarian Price?
Yeah, they got to tackle. That's been a issue really for Syracuse, I would say, the past couple of years, but when they've kind of let games get away from them this season, it's been an explosive play here or there, and that's going to be a major challenge. You got to be in the right spots. You got to line them up, and we all talk about, can you impact the quarterback and all that? You want to do that too, but I think when you're playing Notre Dame first and foremost, you got to find a way to keep from 6-yard plays being 60-yard plays.
What does Syracuse have to do to slow this game down, to make it a possession-by-possession game, and to maybe have a chance at this to keep it close in the second half?
Yeah, I think they're really hamstrung in this game, literally and figuratively. You're already on a walk-on quarterback who, as we say, it's not like you won a drawing or anything. The guy was he was a legitimate high school quarterback who happens to be a top-notch lacrosse player, top defensive recruit in the country, and has a very promising lacrosse career ahead. And to keep himself occupied, he's on the football team, but he was a very good high school quarterback on Long Island and received some Division I lower level kind of offers. So it's not like he just took a wrong turn into football practice, but he hasn't accomplished that much yet. They don't have a ton of great options, and that's where he is. And then it looks like Yasin Willis, the lead running back, could be out for this game too. So the idea that you could shorten the game by running the rock, and they may still try that. So that's going to fall on Will Nixon and some other guys. Right now, Syracuse is really focused on youth movement. They played 20 freshmen in the last game. I would anticipate something like that today.
Yeah, and both maybe getting seniors into this game. Obviously, it's senior day here at Notre Dame, but we wish you guys the best of luck today, and thanks so much for joining us. Matt Park, the voice of the Orange. Thanks so much.
You bet. Enjoy the day.
All right, so we're going to be right back here on ABC 57 Kickoff. We've got the all-time winningest quarterback in Notre Dame history, Ian Book. We've also got Tony Jones Jr. joining him. They were, as you remember, the 2018 undefeated season. Those two guys were prominent members of that. Troy Pride will join them as well. We'll be right back here on ABC 57 Kickoff right after this. Welcome back to ABC 57 Kickoff. Our resident artist, Kevin Coffey, currently drawing the all-time winningest quarterback in Notre Dame history. That would be Ian Book, who joins us live on set. And also his guy in the backfield for many years, Tony Jones Jr. Tony, your first time on Kickoff and your first time back on campus in a long time, my friend. Welcome back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is great to be back, man. It's just a wonderful place, and I can't wait to be a fan.
All right. Well, we're excited to have you back here. Let's first talk about the play that Coach Driscoll has drawn up here. Tell me what play this is.
So this is from the Citrus Bowl in 2017 against LSU. This is the one-handed grab that Miles Boykin did. One-handed grab, great catch, but you've got to put the ball out there and give him a chance to make the throw, right? So, yeah.
All right, Ian, what did you see on that play?
It's funny, when he brought this up, he said, do you remember this play? And I said, that's 7 playbooks ago, so probably not. But I was talking with Tony here. We used to call these snake plays, so they were tempo plays. So I think we had 10 of them, and we'd run it when we'd get to the ball quick, run some tempo offense. He thinks this is Snake 6. I don't remember.
I think so.
But it's a classic. We called it a progression with an option. So this was Miles Boykin here. He's going to run a fade. We would take him if we liked the matchup. If we get one high safety man, look this guy off, we were going to go there. So that was always number one, made life easy. That's obviously where we threw it. But it's a progression with an option. We had an over route, an inside dig. I think this was a comeback. So Tony thinks he had a check.
Oh, I'm for certain.
Okay.
I had a check, and then I would go out to the flats. I'm pretty sure.
It was awesome, great play. We needed it. Miles is the best back shoulder receiver you could get for this play. He made a great catch, and not only a great catch, he made 3 guys fall over each other and score. So
when you watch the play, you can see Ian's eyes go right to that safety when he gets the ball. Where's he going?
Check them off.
He stays there. He comes right back to the backside go because he knows now I got one-on-one. Somebody hit that backside.
Yeah, great I forgot they were called snake plays, but thanks to Tony, I can remember 7 plays.
The game-winning play in the Citrus Bowl that year. Talk about 2018. You guys went undefeated. One of the key plays of that USC game at the end of the season. It was the last game of the season. You remember that play?
Yeah.
It was like it was an out, kind of a flat.
It was mesh. So it was a mesh play.
It was a mesh with a rail.
And you kind of bobbled it.
Yeah, man.
But you hauled it in for the 50-plus yard touchdown, and that ended up being kind of the play that salted away the game. What do you guys remember about that game in particular in that season?
Man, that game was just so much things was running on that game, right? And that was my birthday, too. It was more of a point that I had to catch that ball. And, man, so when I scored, I thought about it, and I'm like, wow, we're going to the playoffs. Yeah. Like that was the play that put the cherry on top for that whole season.
So your birthday's coming up?
Yeah, Monday.
Happy birthday.
Monday, man.
Happy birthday.
Appreciate it.
What, you saw him out wide open.
Hey, Tony and I got to throw again this morning, so we got to run it back and
do it again. We ran
through rail routes today. I just remember that play was mesh. Again, we were reading. Tony was one, going to go all the way through the progression. They actually didn't have anybody on Tony, so that was nice. Made life easy. I remember a slow start to that game. We definitely didn't come out hot. I want to say Alohi had an awesome halftime speech. Do you remember that?
Definitely.
So he got people fired up, and he was like, "Look, guys, we got a chance to do something awesome. And it's against USC, and there. So in California, I had a ton of family there, and that was an awesome way to go undefeated.
Yeah. Well, on your way to a 12-0 season and a berth in the college football, the playoffs then, and facing Clemson, obviously, in the semifinals. Let's talk about this year and maybe fast forward to 2025. Ian, let's start with you. What are you seeing out of C.J. Carr? Yeah. I mean, he has been unbelievable as a redshirt freshman. He's really seeing the plays. I mean, you broke down some of the plays for us earlier today. What are you seeing out of C.J. that tells you, hey, he can hang in there with some of the best in the playoffs?
Yes, CJ's a beast. His ceiling is, I mean, he's going to, I don't want to speak too early, but you'll see him on Sundays. He is an unbelievable player, awesome guy. He's very composed. I think to start as a young guy, as a freshman, to go down and play at Miami and win that game and throw that just should tell you about CJ. He throws a no-look touchdown in his first start at Miami. Hard to do. And then just being in the locker room this year and with him and hanging with him and talking to him, I think I like to speak very highly of him. I think CJ's got a very high ceiling. He'll play for a long time, and it's his composure. Those are two really hard games to start with, and I think he's getting better every year. And I think if you were to say, hey, you're going to get a freshman QB you might say, okay, we're probably going to get 10 freshman mistakes this year. He's nowhere close to that, and that's a huge win.
Yeah, 5 or 6 interceptions, I think, total on the season. Yeah. Really not too bad when you compare it to 21 touchdowns for the season as well. All right, let's switch to the running backs. I mean, running back you, right? You know, I mean, we go all the way back to you and to Dexter and go on down the line. But to have a true Heisman candidate, Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price, I mean, it's 1A and 1B. You know, talk about Jeremiah first.
So I just think he's so electric, man. Like, he's something special with that. And, you know, like, I think with like, running backs now, like, you don't normally get that. And, like, he's, like, a running back that can do thing 1, 2, and 3. So he does it all, man. He's special. So I can't wait to see him play in person.
This will be your first time?
Yeah, so, yeah.
What is he? I mean, like, to have that running back duo, and Marcus says this too when he has his weekly press conferences, you don't often see the running backs trying to share the rock and share time in the backfield and be happy for the other guy when they're scoring touchdowns. I mean, how unique is that, and how do you compare it to your running back room when you were here?
So I think here now, like, they have something very special. Like, it's hard, bro. Like, it's hard to stop 2 running backs that are really, really good, and they literally do the same things. So it's hard for a team to stop that. When one gets tired, one come switch them out. Like, it's no break. So there's no drop off for that. And with us, when we play, like, we didn't have like a 1-2 really, but like, guys were good. But this coaching staff is doing it well. They're really they're mixing them up well, doing it great, man. I love it.
Well, speaking of coaching staffs, let's get to that, and then we're gonna break down the college football playoff rankings with you guys and bring our coach back in. But let's talk a little bit about Marcus Freeman and some of the guys that you guys had the privilege of, you know, working with. Mike Elko, Clark Lee. Those guys are serious coaches now, leading their teams to playoff contending victories, and the road to that for them is a lot easier now. Talk about playing with those guys and being under the direction of them, and head coach Marcus Freeman, what he's done.
Well, first, to start with Freeman, I think it speaks to the man he is, but also the coach he is. When I came here and met with him and had a 30-minute meeting, ended up going 2 hours, and I basically asked, is there any way I can be around? Can I be a mentor of some sort? Can I continue my training here? And he was all about it, wanted me in the locker room, and I thought that was super cool because he wasn't my coach. A lot of coaches, locker room's a sacred place. He could have easily said no. So that was Marcus, but I don't think we knew how good we had it when we were here with Elko, Lance Taylor, Clark Lee. Those guys are all big-time head coaches. I think we knew how good they were, but they have really just, done it the right way. And super cool to see what Clark Lee has done at Vandy. That's a serious team. We were talking this morning. We think it'd be fun if Notre Dame could play Vandy, but those coaches were awesome. It was hard for me. They made it really hard for me in practice. Those defensive coordinators. I went against Elko, I went against Lee. It didn't make my weekly practice any easier.
Yeah. What about the job Freeman's done this year?
Man, so I've played with guys that were on staffs with him, and they always speak high praise of him, and he's a player's coach, and I love that. And also I think he's gonna bring this school more than we need. So I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. All right, let's bring in our head coach again, Coach's Corner, Brian Driscoll. Let's talk about the college football playoff rankings. All right, you're Notre Dame. Where do you want to finish?
That's a great question.
And, make the case for a playoff run again.
I think you want to host. I mean, first of all, you get in.
No matter if you're 8 or 9.
To go play, right? But you want to host,
yeah.
Right?
Or
Whether
if you're 8,
7, whatever it may be, you want to host. At this point in time, I don't think Notre Dame cares as much about the matchup. I think this team feels that, hey, if we play our football, if we play Notre Dame football, we can play with anybody. Me, selfishly, I want to see a first-round matchup against an SEC team just because I have to deal with all of that every single day on Twitter about the SEC.
And ACC now. And ACC now.
They've already dominated the SEC for 10 years, so I don't have to worry about that as much. But you want to have those matchups where you can still show, hey, we're not that team that's trying to get here. We are that team. And I know a lot of people say, well, you want to avoid Ohio State. I don't. That's the one dragon you have not slayed. I think there's really 2, Bama and Ohio State. So if things work out where maybe Oregon goes down or Ole Miss goes down and you bump up and you get Bama in round 1 and Ohio State in round 2, that's going to be a challenge. But isn't that what you come to Notre Dame for, right? I mean, you guys tell me because you want those matchups. And those are they slayed the Georgia Dragon last year. They got Penn State. There's 2 left that this team hasn't been able to beat. That's Alabama and Ohio State. And so I think that would be great to see that.
Make a case for a trip back to the championship. Why did they do it?
Because I think the offense is really starting to get their groove. They have, but I think the defense has made a huge change. It's been fantastic, starting to catch their groove as well. I think we just need to win in fashion these next 2 weeks. I think that's a confidence booster for the whole team. The spread today looks awesome. I think we can do it. Yeah. So if we can do that for this week in Stanford, get some confidence, and then like he said, I think hosting is what we want. We want to host. I remember came here last year for the IU game. That was the best atmosphere I've ever been around here at Notre Dame. If we could do that again, it just builds momentum into the year. And I think we're playing complementary football, and we're finding our identity as a team. And a lot of times teams that are peaking at the end of the year are the teams that make it to the championship.
And defense is playing a lot better over the course of the last 6 weeks. All right, why did the Irish make it back to the national championship game?
Well, I'm kind of selfish, so I'm going to say it's the running backs. So I think that if we lean on them, we'll be great. And I also think that, the defense is not peaking, they're rising. They're truly getting better and better every week. So I truly think that we're going to hit our stride in the next week, and then that's going to be hard to stop.
I think you're right. All right, we're going to be right back here. Thanks so much for the conversation, guys. And here you go. There's your drawing.
Yeah.
Look at this suave
I love it. We're going to be right back here on ABC57 Kickoff with the greats of Notre Dame and our final predictions and X Factors and GOAT Award. You don't want to go anywhere.
Welcome back to ABC 57 Kickoff. I'm meteorologist Dave Caulfield here with a look at your game day forecast outside of Eddy Street Commons, and it is beautiful. A little bit cold this morning, but that sun doing the work, and without the wind, it is warming up quite nicely. I might need to take off these hat and gloves in just a few minutes because temperatures are rising through the 30s and 40s. We'll be near 50 for kickoff between Notre Dame and Syracuse. We'll see those temperatures fall throughout the 40s through that game. Maybe a few clouds on the increase, but still not bad and beautiful weather for late November standards in South Bend. If this game was being played in New York, in Syracuse, it would be definitely a little bit cooler. I mean, we are talking about two cold weather climates here, but temperatures a little bit closer to 40 at kickoff time in Syracuse. We'll take near 50 for this. Will Notre Dame beat the high temperature? Will Notre Dame score more points than the high temperature today? That is what I will be watching closely because that's really the only thing you got to worry about in terms of the weather. It is going to be absolutely gorgeous, and Notre Dame has earned this after such a crummy weather season so far. We get the grand finale on Senior Day in South Bend. Live outside Eddy Street Commons, meteorologist Dave Caulfield for ABC 57 Kickoff.
Well, it's warming up. I've taken off the gloves, so slowly but surely I'm getting there. But a tradition we started here on ABC 57 Kickoff is the GOAT Award, honoring a member of our behind-the-scenes crew who makes it all happen. And this week, our final regular season home game goes to Cody Diaz, who is, she operates our truck, producer, director.
Yeah, Cody.
Get a little behind-the-scenes action there. Let's go over to her. Great job, Cody. All right, Cody, we're going to ask you, who is your X Factor today?
Hey! Well, I got to take the opportunity to shout out Jeremiah Love. That's X Factor. I've been having a great time watching him all season.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Cody. We're going to come back to you here in just a moment. Brian, I think Brian took off, but we're going to do our X Factors right now with our guys and with our Talia Baya on set here. All right, let's go to X Factors first. To you, Mr. Ian Book. Who do you got
So
today?
my X Factor today would be Malachi Fields. I think he's hitting a hot streak. CJ's trusting him even more. It's so nice to have a receiver to the boundary or to the field that is, makes the 50-50 ball more of a 60-40. And I think that's Malachi, and I think today he could really have a day.
All right, who do you got? X Factor. I know you were kind of going back and forth.
I was going to say Fields, but I think I'm going to stick with my guns, and I'm going to go with Jadorian Price. I think he's going to have a lot of carries today, and I think he's going to strike up the band. So that's what I'm going to go with.
Running back. That is not a surprise.
I'm not biased, I promise.
At all. All right, Tally, who do you got as your X Factor today?
Well, great minds think alike, because I also have Malachi Fields. I had to give the guy some love, It's Senior Day, and he's leading in receiving yards, almost 600 now. And also the DBs on Syracuse team, not the best, so I think that's going to be a good matchup for him to get some good catches.
All right. I was going back and forth as well. I had Jadarian Price as my first X Factor. Then I changed it, and I'm going with the guy who's been a huge contributor all season, but he hasn't gotten in the end zone. But it's Senior Day, and they're going to give Eli Reardon the rock today. So I'm going with number 9 on the outside. All right, Cody, our GOAT, let's go back to you. Who do you got for a final score prediction? I know you have Notre Dame. The question is the final score prediction.
Of course, Notre Dame. 42-12. I think we're going to crush them.
42-12. Okay, I like that. I like that prediction, and that means that Notre Dame is not going to kick the ball at all today.
Correct.
All right, so Ian?
That was awfully close to mine. So I'm going to go 42-10.
42-10.
42-10. I think we run it up, and I think we get some of the seniors in, and then I think we get Kenny Minchie in by the end of the game as well.
Yeah, so hearing all these scores, I think I put my score a little too low. Mine was 35-10, but it's still a great game for us, so I'm going to stick to that.
I love it.
All right.
We keep being on the same
10,
page.
10.
Yeah, but I have 48-10, but I'm thinking 55-10, especially now they announced their star running backs out, and they're also starting a freshman quarterback. I think it's going to be a bloodbath, and especially since the last 4 seasons.
You think they scored 10?
Yeah. Maybe, you know what? 0.
I don't know.
50,
I don't know if they scored at all.
55-0.
Wow.
Final score. I switched it up. There
Wow.
you go, Vahid.
So I think the over-under or the spread is 35.5 for this one. And Notre Dame has tended to stay below that this year when playing teams that they should beat by a lot. I don't know what my final score prediction was, but it's just going to be a lot to a little. That's what I think. Notre Dame scores 50, and I think it's like 3 or 7 points for Syracuse. Quickly, we've got like 30 seconds. How special is senior day?
Oh, it's the best. I remember my senior day like it was yesterday. I remember my parents talking about it, how special it was for them to be on the field and kind of run out from the tunnel and give them a big hug. It's your time at Notre Dame goes really fast. Super cool that you get a day here to really soak it all in.
It's definitely a flash from the past, man. You literally see all of the games that you done played there, just walking out to your parents.
Yeah.
It's the best feeling ever.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. Talia Baya, Vahid Sadrzadeh. It's been another edition of ABC 57 Kickoff. Hopefully we'll see you in the postseason, right?
Oh, we'll be.
Am I right? Can I get a go Irish?
Go Irish. Go.
Thanks so much for joining us on ABC 57 Kickoff. We'll see you next time, and go Irish.